we are going to be doing a predictions video for Survivor Series 2025, and we will be seeing if we can successfully guess all of the matches that are going to, well, no, not guess the matches. We know the matches. It's who wins the matches that we're going to try and guess. Now, I am just bringing up my chat right here. Just making sure that we are indeed live. And yes, indeed. Okay, so we're going to play a quick little bit of Boom before we start, just to let people come into the chat. Then we're going to get into the actual predictions video itself. So if you're watching this later on, feel free to skip forward until you get to the actual predictions. That was annoying. That's a little bit better. This is also a mild inconvenience. Okay, now we can start actually eliminating opponents' cards. Although none of these look like particularly good options at the moment. Alright. Yep, I see how we're doing it. And there we go. That's how we get our perfect game. So I'll just do these couple of games of Boom, and then after that we're going to get into the actual proper predictions themselves. Better actually make sure that the chat does indeed work. There we go. It does. Sometimes the chat will be in refusal. Oh, the Lord of Death says, "Hi, Grandcat." Hello, Lord of Death. It is future royalty. Hello. It says it's future here. I thought I recognized you. It's very, very nice to see you. You are up early, I think. It is currently 10 AM here in the home of the Grand Cat in Glasgow, Scotland. It's 4 AM here for you. Oh my goodness. And Sorrow's Rage says, "Hello, Mr. Cat." Hello, Sorrow's Rage. Sorrow's Rage says it's 2 AM for me. Now, how on earth did you get number one in the leaderboard when Future Royalty came in before you and has been speaking more? How on earth do these leaderboards work? I am very, very interested to find out. You're just that good. It's the only explanation. I'm really not sure what to do here. I may need to do this. Okay, cool. I think we can work from there. So the last two cards should be CM Punk and The Rock, if everything is correct. George Rage says, "How is your morning going so far, Mr. Grandcat?" It is well. It is going good. I have work to prepare for, and I was watching SmackDown. I missed it last night. I was snoozing. I have work today, and then we've got Survivor Series on tonight. So that is something for me to look forward to. Future says, "Do you have the LA Knight?" Yeah. From Boom. I do indeed, or more appropriately, I could say, yeah. I have the Pro of that LA Knight. It is very, very cool. It's a very strong little card. The rewards that I currently get from Boom are we are closing in on another one of Milestone 12, which contains a guaranteed adventure card, 2 of the following, and 1 rare to draft pick, along with 250 super coins. Source Rage says it's a very nice. It's like a minus 10,600 to all, which is very helpful. It is indeed, and is a very, very strong. And that was quite rude. Okay, that's very annoying to say the least. This is very quickly getting out of hand. Now, please, both of them. Okay, that's fine. That is completely fine, actually. Okay, and I think from here we should be okay. Futurell says, "Can I watch Survivor Series? Can I watch Survivor with you, Grandcat? I don't want to pay ESPN Plus." Oh my goodness. Yes, I have heard that ESPN Plus is quite an expensive thing all the way over in America. In the UK, it is available on Netflix. And I'm not sure that I'm supposed to promote anything like that, but I would say that there are some wonderful Black Friday deals on some VPNs. I would certainly be inclined to take a look at some of them and see if there's anything that you like the look of. Victoria says it's 24 US dollars for us. Oh my goodness, that is very, very expensive. Hopefully you find a slightly cheaper method. We are very close. We're about 50,000. away. 50,000 or 60,000? I think it was actually 60,000. So within 2 games, we should be able to get that additional little reward there. Perfect. That worked out really, really well for us, actually. I want to do this first. And there we go. And then from that point, we should be able to get another perfect game. Now, 59,714, is that enough? My goodness, we must be like right on the edge of it there. I mean, you can see that there is no line. I think if we get any points, it's enough for us to get the next little reward. So let's just go ahead and continue. That's annoying. Okay. And from there we should be able to win. And that should give us this little reward that we've been working towards. There we can see the little explanation mark at the bottom, or exclamation mark. And let's go ahead and claim. So we've got a Bianca Belair, we've got an Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. I believe that is a pro, 250 super coins, a rare draft pick, and we got a Julia, which I think is an F1. That is very, very cool indeed. Let's go ahead and pro some of those. We'll go for this one here, which gives us a Trick Williams, not the best card. And that one we can indeed dust. So Julia, we will F1. And there we've got Shawn Michaels that we need to make a pro of. We've got Drew McIntyre, we've got Ultimate Warrior, we've got Mark Henry, we've got Lola Vice, we've got Zarya, we've got Dragon Lee, we've got Coco Beware, and we are also in the ways of doing war games as well. Gmon GIF says, or Gmom GIF says, hi, hello Gmom, welcome to the stream. Right, so now that we've done our little games of Boom, let's get into what we're actually here for, which is the Survivor Series War Games predictions. So let's go over the matches. So there is John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. There's Stephanie Vacour versus Nikki Bella for the Women's World Championship. Then we have the Women's War Games, which is Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, AJ Lee, and AJ Lee versus Nia Jax, Lash Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, and Becky Lynch. And then we have the Men's War Games, which is CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the Usos, both Jay and Jimmy Uso, and Roman Reigns versus The Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar, along with Paul Heyman. Okay, so what do we think is going to happen here? First of all, I will go over my crazy theory of what I think is going to happen with the Men's War Games match. So, because of what Roman Reigns said this Monday night on Raw, he was in the ring with both CM Punk, the world champion, and Cody Rhodes, the undisputed champion. And he said, personally, I think that belt would. Future Rose says only 3 people in the Men's War Games is under 40. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's surprising. Roman Reigns said, I think that belt would look better on my shoulder. And CM Punk and Cody Rhodes says, which one are you talking to? And then CM Punk's like, he's talking to you. And then Roman Reigns just walks out of the ring and says, I'll leave them to work it out for themselves. Now, we've known since the beginning of the WrestleMania advertisements that the 4 people featured are CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns. And I have theorized that that is your main event for WrestleMania. It's going to be CM Punk defending the belt against either Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar, and it's going to be Cody Rhodes defending the belt against either Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns, whichever one isn't defending. And all of them make sense. The last person to beat Brock Lesnar was Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, of course, also has the storied history with Roman Reigns of multiple WrestleMania main events. He was also the one to take the belt off of Roman Reigns. CM Punk, of course, has his rivaled history with Brock Lesnar, going all the way back to the Beast versus the Best. Where it was the manager Paul Heyman had kind of jumped ship from CM Punk to Brock Lesnar. And of course, CM Punk has the rival history with Roman Reigns. So, how do we get there? Because at the moment, CM Punk is a face, Cody Rhodes is a face, Roman Reigns is a face, and Brock Lesnar is the bad guy. So, really, we need 2 people to be. We need someone else to turn into a bad guy so that you have a good guy versus a bad guy in the main events of the WrestleManias. Now, you don't always need a good guy versus a bad guy. Sometimes good guy versus good guy works, but it's generally better and easier to build if someone turns heel. And I think the one that's going to turn heel is going to be Roman Reigns, because I think that Roman Reigns is going to side with Paul Heyman, and Roman Reigns is going to take his former spot at the head of the table, now the head of the Vision. Now, if Roman Reigns has Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed working under him, I think that could be a very, very dangerous alliance, to say the least, especially if Roman Reigns is willing to work with Drew McIntyre to give Drew McIntyre the opportunity to go after Cody Rhodes, who Drew McIntyre currently hates, and it would also establish Logan Paul a bit as well. And if you've got Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar working together, then that is a force of nature that CM Punk and Cody Rhodes would have to stand their ground against on separate shows. So, I personally think that when we get into the last part of War Games, I think Brock Lesnar is going to be the last one to enter. As we know, Logan Paul got the. Oh no, sorry. I think Roman Reigns is going to be the last one to enter. As we know, Logan Paul got the roll up pin, so that means that the evil team, the Vision, have the advantage. So I think Brock Lesnar is probably going to be the second last person coming in, and the last person is going to be Roman Reigns. And I think that when Roman Reigns comes in, I could see him either spearing CM Punk or Cody Rhodes, and I could see Roman Reigns basically siding with the opposite team, and it basically being a 6-on-4 of CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and the Usos against Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns. That Roman Reigns was not coming in to save them, Roman Reigns was coming in to condemn them. So I think that would be a very, very cool storyline if they did that. Chris Quilly says, chat Chris Quilly. Hello, Chris Quilly. Welcome to the live stream. And because of that, I'm going to put the bad guys in for winning. So I would say it's going to be Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar that are winning the men's War Games. In terms of the women's War Games, it's a little harder to call. We have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee versus Nia Jax, Flash Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, and Becky Lynch. And Charlotte Flair did indeed beat Asuka, and that means that Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky's, Alexa Bliss's, and AJ Lee's team will have the advantage, so they'll be going in first. I suspect that AJ Lee will probably be the last one of that team to enter, and I think it's probably going to be either Becky Lynch or Nia Jax. They'll be the last one to enter the Women's War Games. Now, I think the storyline that they've been playing here is not only can Charlotte Flair be friends with Alexa Bliss, but can Charlotte Flair trust Rhea Ripley? And Io Sky has the ongoing feud with the Kabuki Warriors and such. I think there's a lot of things there that implies that someone could stab someone in the back, but I actually think that the women's team are going to be unified. I think Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee are not going to stab each other in the back. I think they are going to be a unified force, and I think they will just beat straight Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Becky Lynch. I could even see Asuka accidentally doing the mist to one of her teammates, and I think it would be most fitting if Asuka accidentally sprays the mist into Kairi Sane's face, because I think that might make Kairi Sane second guess that she's maybe on the wrong side. We just had another message there. Psycho Power says, hey dude, just wondering what season do you think has the best limited edition cards for campaign? Season 10, 11, or 12? Well, I always have a little bit of recency bias, so I generally always tend to go for the most recent season. And I think just because of the shine and the glare in the previous seasons, and this one's got the nice gold shine, the nice gold background with the very, very sharp image, I think this season's limited editions look the nicest of all the previous seasons. But I mean, ask me again 2 seasons from now, my mind could be entirely changed. So I think the Women's War Games is going to be Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee are going to win that one. Now, we've got the John Cena in his second to last match defending the Intercontinental Championship against Dominic Mysterio. I genuinely think the only reason this match is happening is so that John Cena can give the belt back to Dominic Mysterio. I think maybe there was plans at some point if Sheamus was going to win the tournament that Sheamus could have beaten John Cena for the Intercontinental Championship. That would have also given Sheamus the... what's it called? Not the crown jewel. It would give him the home run thing. What's it called? You smash it out of the park. God, the grand... Oh, it's Grand Zane says, hi, Grand Cat. Hello. The Grand Slam. Yes. Is that what it's called? The Grand Slam? Yes, the Future Ross says Grand Slam champion. Thank you, Future. Um, so I think that maybe there was a case that if Sheamus was going to win, John Cena could give the Intercontinental Championship to Sheamus, and the only belt that Sheamus has never held is the Intercontinental Championship. So he would be passing that on, and I think that Sheamus would have been defending that Intercontinental Championship week in, week out in honor of John Cena, because the person that takes the belt off of Sheamus would have been the person that beats the person that beat John Cena. But now that Sheamus is injured, and it looks like it's probably going to be Gunther that's John Cena's last opponent, Gunther really doesn't need to win that Intercontinental Championship again. If anything, it would be a downgrade for him. And he's already been Intercontinental Champion, he's been World Champion. So I think the reason this John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio match is happening is purely for Dominic Mysterio to beat John Cena. Now, there's a few different options. Either Dominic Mysterio could cheat to win, and John Cena could be furious, it would really upset the fans. Or Dominic Mysterio beats John Cena clean and goes over as, he turns into a huge babyface, a main player, a main character in the wrestling industry. But I don't think John Cena is leaving with the Intercontinental Championship. And I think there's probably going to be some shenanigans involved. I think that maybe Dirty Dominic Mysterio is going to live up to his name. He's going to do something to behind the referee's back or whatever. And obviously he's not going to try and win by disqualification or by countout, because otherwise he won't win the championship. But I do think that the reason for this is for John Cena to try and push Dominic Mysterio, and that doesn't really help if John Cena just beats Dominic Mysterio here. Then we have Stephanie Vaquer versus Nikki Bella for the Women's World Championship, and I really, really hope that Stephanie Vaquer is not going to drop the belt to Nikki Bella. I have never thought that Nikki Bella was all that impressive. It would be a throwback to the Divas reign. I think Trish Stratus is better than Nikki Bella. I think Lita is. I really don't want to see someone as good as Stephanie Vaquer losing the championship to Nikki Bella. So I am 100% going to have to say that Stephanie Vaquer is winning this match. And I really, really hope I'm correct on that one. So let's go over the predictions one more time. We will fast forward through this one. I think Stephanie Vaquer is going to beat Nikki Bella. I think Dominic Mysterio is going to beat John Cena. I think Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee are going to beat Nia Jax, Lash Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, and Becky Lynch. And then I think that the Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar are going to beat CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and I think they're going to do it with the help of Roman Reigns. Now, we're not going to put Roman Reigns in here because he would technically lose that match, but I think that's going to set up. This is, of course, remember, this is December. We are leading in to the Royal Rumble, which will be happening at the end of January, or possibly even beginning of February. I can't remember how they work anymore. And then that'll be leading into Elimination Chamber, which then leads into WrestleMania. So I think they really need to start building the storylines right here, right now, and not wasting any more time. So that's why I think that there's going to be something huge happen. And I think that Roman Reigns is going to turn on CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. So now that we've got all that sorted, let's go over our best cards and see who is going to be winning. So The Rock, LA Knight, Penta, and Giga Fatu are not even there. Roman Reigns, don't think he's going to win. Bayley isn't there, nor is Rey Mysterio. Cody Rhodes, I think, is going to lose. I think CM Punk's going to lose as well. Julia, nope. Maxine, nope. Stephanie Vaquer, I think, is going to win. I think Brock Lesnar is going to win. Jade Cargill is not defending her belt. Papa Shango hasn't wrestled in years. Is he Dame? Nope. Kairi Sane, I think, is going to lose. Papa Shango, nope. China, nope. JC Mateo, no. American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, Cruz Del Toro, Tam Paxley. Oh my goodness, these are not working out very well for me. Jey Uso, I think, is going to lose. Drew McIntyre now. Drew McIntyre, I think, could win. Joe Hendry is not there, Warrior isn't, nor is Yokozuna, on account of that they are no longer with us. Mark Henry, The Rock, Solus Koa, Rhea. I think Rhea is going to win, actually. AJ Lee, I think, is also going to be on the winning team. Is the next one really Braun Breaker? I think it might be. Okay, well, I think that is my predictions locked in. So we have Stephanie McCure beating Nikki Bella. We have Dawn Mysterio beating John Cena. We have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee beating Nia Jax, Flash Legend, Asuka and Kairi Sane, and Becky Lynch. And then we have CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns losing to Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. And that is my predictions for War Games. Now let's read some of the comments that have been happening here. Futurolo says Io Dagot. Psycho says, thanks for the response, dude. I honestly agree. I'd say 12, 10, then 11. 11 looked like oil spills, and he's the Grand Slam champion. Futurolo said Grand Slam champion as well. It says Goober for world champion. I think that's supposed to be Gunther. Chris Quilly says hi. Hello again, Chris Quilly. Futurolo says, has the winner of the advantage match ever been on the winning team in War Games? I think so. Futurolo says, no Io. Apparently, I don't have an Io Sky. No, apparently, I've not yet pulled one. I'm sure that I've pulled prize versions of Io Sky, but I don't think I saw them there. So perhaps I don't have a pro offer. Yes, apparently not. Apparently that is where we're at, yeah. So I'm going to have to stick with those. So, well, with that said, folks, it is a very, very early morning live stream, and if you're watching this a little bit later on, hello, tell me how the future is. But I think for this, that is now going to be the end of this little live stream, folks, and I really hope that you've all enjoyed. And let me know your predictions in the comment section below. I'm always very, very interested in hearing what the Grand Cat Grand Fleet's predictions are. But with that said, I really hope you've all enjoyed, and if you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so that you can see when more of these glorious little videos go out. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.